All right, so I made a video a couple days ago where I basically proposed an idea that Jalen Green should probably be traded for Zach Lavine, in my opinion, if the Rockets want to win a title this year. And I got so much flack and hate for that take. I understand to a certain extent not wanting to do that trade if you're a Rockets fan. I get it. You know what I don't understand is the amount of people who basically told me that Zach Lavine is a horrible contract and a negative asset. The amount of people who still believe that Zach Lavine is this useless, unhelpful asset that's not a real contributor to a winning team is baffling to me. And I basically want to make a video and make the case that Zach Lavine is incredibly underappreciated as a player, because the stuff he's doing this season is not common. There are very few players in basketball playing like Zach Lavine is this year. Look, I get the Bulls aren't very good, 20-27. Now they did beat the Nuggets tonight as I record this video yesterday as y'all watch it. Impressive win, absolutely. But one of their first good wins in a while. I mean, this is a team that has definitely struggled as of late. And realistically, even though they are in the 10th seed in the East right now, there's 9 decent teams in the East, and then there's the Bulls and the Sixers having a poop-fecta battle to see who maybe gets lucky enough to lose in the play-in. Well, we'll see about the Sixers. They've had so many injuries, but the Bulls have been healthy. They're just not good. But Zach Lavine is good, like really good. I truly believe he might be the most underrated player in the league right now, because the amount of people that just think he sucks is baffling to me. So let's just look at the numbers on the surface. I know it gets deeper than just the surface level numbers, but let's look at the surface level numbers. 51% from the field this year, a career high. 44% from three, a career high. On again, 7+ attempts a game as well. 56% from inside the arc this year, second best in his career. He's 80% from the free throw line, which is actually down from his career averages, but still very good. And he's averaging 24, 5, and 4.5. And also the assist turnover ratio, while not incredible, is almost 2-to-1, which is not too shabby either. This is a stat line of a all-star. Absolutely. This is an all-star caliber stat line. And with this level of efficiency, this is borderline superstar stat line. Look, I get it. The Bulls are bad. Absolutely. But this dude is one of the most skilled players in basketball. He can score from the three-point line, he can score from the mid-range, and he's been super efficient at the rim this year. That's an area that I think he's really improved in. And it's not just athleticism as well. I saw this video on Twitter a couple days ago. Look at all the different ways and the unique ways he's able to get to the rim and finish this season. I like this dude, Brett Usher, by the way. If y'all are on Twitter, he's a great follow. And the fact that I don't follow him actually is crazy. I definitely just need to follow him, because I see his tweets on my timeline constantly. So I assumed I followed him, but I guess not. But either way, the amount of creative stuff he does, that this dude does posting on Twitter is great. And this was a compilation that he dropped a couple days ago. And you see these like high pickups for Lavine and these Euro step finishes and all this different stuff, splitting double teams, finishing with the left hand. Like, look, I get a lot of NBA players can do this type of stuff, but having a compilation like this, doing this around bigs and at the rim, and obviously with the athletic ability that Zach Lavine still possesses, even though he's maybe not dunk contest Lavine the way that he once was, he's a really talented finisher, and he's taken that to a different level this season, which is really important. He's a true 3-level scorer, efficient in the mid-range as far as mid-range efficiency goes, highly efficient from the three-point line, and efficient at the rim this season in different ways than he really ever has been. It's not all athleticism and shooting ability anymore. There really is a lot more nuance to Zach Lavine's game than there even was, I would say, just a couple of years ago. For the season, his plus minus is +20, which doesn't sound great until you look at the fact that the Bulls as a team, and I had to go and look at this, their other best players, I mean, Montes Buzelis is +16, Javon Carter's +43, definitely don't play nearly as much, and then Lonzo, who I think would be a real asset for a lot of teams because his defense is a +78, but he's also played a much smaller sample size. Whereas Vucevic is a -78. Giddey's a -109. Kobe White's a -119. Ayodasumo's a -148 for the season. And the Bulls' net rating for the season is a -3.3. So I did the math, extrapolated over their season so far. You're looking at 47 games. That's 155.1. They're -155 about points. I think it's right at 155 points for the season. So if Lavine, after tonight's game, it hadn't been factored in StatMuse, but I guess after tonight's game, he's a +10. That means in his minutes, the Bulls are 165 points better than they are without him on the court this season in his 41 games. Like, that is a significant difference. And it's something that I think is overlooked. The Bulls are a bad team, yes, but Zach Lavine has been one of the brightest spots on a bad team, and in my opinion, probably the brightest spot. Like, sure, and Vucevic has had a good season stat-wise as well, but not having the production and the winning impact I think that Lavine is having. Lavine has been, in terms of their stars and their lead guys, by far the most effective in terms of contributing to winning basketball this season. And the complaint about Zach Lavine is, oh my gosh, horrible contract, terrible value. He's 29 years old. His contract ends and his age 31 season, and that's a player option. He might not even opt into that. There's a decent chance if he keeps playing at this level over the next couple seasons, the rest of this year and next year, that he opts out and looks for another max contract. Because look, again, like I said, the numbers this season and the efficiency are all-star level. But the other thing is, oh my gosh, what a terrible contract. 5 years, $215 million, average annual salary of $43 million. Look at where that average annual salary puts him in terms of the NBA, tied for 33rd in the league. Look at the guys above him: Scotty Barnes, Domantas Sabonis, great player, but again, Tyrese Halliburton, like Bradley Beal, Jamal Murray. I'd take him over Bradley Beal and Jamal Murray in a heartbeat this season. Bam Adebayo, I'd take him over Bam Adebayo in a heartbeat. Like, again, this is not to say that any of these guys are bad players, and a lot of these guys are very good players, but you look at this company, and I'm not going to sit here and act like Zach Lavine does not deserve to have a top 35-ish average annual salary in basketball. That's an insane thing to say. Like, this dude shouldn't, it's not like he's hugely overpaid by any means. I think in terms of his talent, there's no argument to be made that Zach Lavine is extremely overpaid this season. He's having a great year with a ton of efficiency, producing winning basketball on a consistent level for the Bulls, and yet he gets bashed for it because last season it was a down year. He wasn't nearly as efficient. He didn't score the ball as well. There was off the court issues and problems with the team. And the whole narrative about Zach Lavine became, oh my gosh, he's a cancer. Oh my gosh, no team wants this dude. Oh my gosh, he's so overpaid. And maybe that was accurate to a certain extent last season. It hasn't been this season at all. He has flipped the narrative around him. At least he should have. His play should have flipped the narrative. And yet I think there are so many people who just aren't watching ball. They're not paying attention. And they're just running with the narrative that, oh my gosh, Zach Lavine, terrible contract, toxic player, not a winner. I don't think that's true. I don't understand why a team like the Rockets or the Bucks or the Suns or the Heat in a Jimmy Butler trade or a variety of different teams wouldn't want to try to make a move for Zach Lavine. He's the type of guy that can be a #1 crunch time scorer. He's the type of guy that if you are a team seeking offense like the Magic, like the Rockets, that would be a key piece to upgrading your roster offensively in like overnight. He comes in, and again, that's why I suggested the Rockets. He comes into the Jalen Green role and does everything Jalen Green does offensively, except way better. Look, I get that Jalen Green's 7 years younger and the potential is probably much higher, but as of right now, Zach Lavine absolutely gives you a way better chance to win a title. I truly believe that he will probably get traded, and whatever team he gets traded to is going to be getting a real asset who is going to upgrade their ceiling this year. I truly believe that. And if he doesn't get traded, I almost don't even blame Chicago, because his value is only going to keep going up. He's not that old. His contract will get shorter and shorter. Zach Lavine is a real asset, and people just aren't aware of it. You're just not paying attention. That's all I have to say. Pay attention, watch ball. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's all I got to say. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Be back with more NBA content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.